Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale. Today I want to show you how I like to make my BLT pasta salad with my avocado ranch dressing. Now the salad itself is wonderful, but the dressing is so good. You're going to want to put it on pretty much anything and everything because it's just, I absolutely love it. If you love anything ranch, I think you'll really love this, and if you love anything avocado, I think you really love it. Or if you're anything like me where you like both, then this is a match made in food heaven. All right, let's get started with the ingredients. The very first ingredient is going to be some shortcut pasta. I'm using orecchiette and I have mine boiling already because might as well. And then for the lettuce and tomato portion, I'm using some baby arugula that's been washed and dried. This has really great peppery flavor, so I want to use something that's got a nice little punch. And then I just have a mix of tomatoes here, some baby tomatoes, some orange, yellow, red, heirloom. They're all fabulous. Then you'll need some Greek yogurt. This is just 0%, or you can use 2%. I've got garlic here. I need them for two different things. This is some ranch dressing mix. You can use my homemade, or you can buy those packs of like a little ranch dressing mix and just use that. It doesn't matter to me. You do you, boo. That's all I got. Then you'll need some avocados. Make sure they're really nice and ripe. And you'll need a lemon, salt and pepper, and some olive oil. That's really it. Oh, of course, bacon. But I have that away from me because I've been snacking on it the entire time I've been getting ready. So I'm hoping that it's like out of sight, out of mind for the next few minutes. So let's get started right away. Ideally, you would make this dressing a couple of hours before you need to use it because the longer it gets a chance to sit, the better. But I'm actually going to make my whole salad, pop it in the fridge, and then as it sits, it gets better and better, so it's going to be fabulous. Let's get going on making the dressing. Real simple. You are going to love it. Let me bring this a little closer to me. In my food processor, I'm going to add my Greek yogurt. I love Greek yogurt. I use it to make dressing all the time. I've actually been making like a creamy Caesar that is just out of this world delicious, so I love it. It's tangy, it replaces a lot of mayo and sour cream. I love it. So to that, you need 1 large or 2 small cloves of garlic. You might want to start with a small clove of garlic because since we're not cooking this, it's going to be quite potent. And then this is my ranch dressing mix. Now remember, in here I have like onion, I've got a bunch of spices, I've got like herbs and whatnot, and buttermilk powder. So I'm going to add that right in. And then you're going to need your avocados. So just split in half. This is kind of how I do it, like so. And then just get the flesh right out. Don't you love it when avocados are ready? And with avocados, you always buy them before you need to use them, like a couple days before you need to use them, and then sit them on your windowsill or in the middle of your table if your table gets a lot of sunlight, and let those ripen, because if you buy them when they're too ripe, you can risk cutting into one and have it be, you know, literally on the verge of not being edible. So I always like to buy them when they're hard, and then I let them go until I need them. But look how perfect that flesh is. So I'm just going to scoop both in here. I just need the juice of a lemon. Trying to catch the pips. If they go in there, 1 or 2 is fine. There's one right there. Oh, there's more than one. And then the other half. I like my salad dressings and marinades. If there's citrus in it, I pretty much want to know it. I want to taste it. I like things that are nice and tangy anyway, so that makes me happy. So I like to add a whole lemon in there, but you can also use just a half to start with and then move up from there. Then you'll need salt and pepper. Good pinch of salt, because remember, the avocados are thirsty for salt and for citrus. And then I like to add just a little tiny bit of olive oil, about a tablespoon or 2. Not much, because remember, you're going to get the fat from the avocado. All right, then lid on and get this nice and creamy. That looks gorgeous. If you want to thin it out, if you don't like it as thick, you can always use like a little bit of milk, or you can even use a little bit of water if you want to. I quite like it thick because I know I'm not going to use all of it for my salad today, so I can keep it in the fridge and I can keep thinning it out whenever I want to use it. So, it is so on point. I love it. Okay, in my skillet, I have a little bit of olive oil, not a lot, just a little bit. And to it, I want to add some garlic. Now, what I'm going to do here really quickly is I'm going to barely, and I do mean barely, saute my tomatoes. I just want them to kind of warm up and really become infused with the fragrance, of the garlic. So I'm only going to keep them in there for literally a minute. I want to season that with a little bit of salt, and then just give them a little zhuzh. Let them go for literally like 60 seconds on medium heat, just to warm them through really quickly. I'm going to drain my pasta because I see that that's ready. I'm going to meet you right back here to put the whole thing together. And it is so yum. All right, so my pasta's cooked. I drained it well, and then I just ran it under cold water so I can just stop it from cooking any further, because I don't want my pasta to become mushy as it sits. So that's always a good thing to do. You can plunge it into an ice bath, or you can just run it, in your colander under cold water until it's completely cooled. That's it. Okay, so now you need your bacon, your crispy bacon that will soften as it sits with the dressing and everything. Then look what happens. You see that juice right there? That's all good, and that happens from heating up the tomatoes. And like I said, we only heated them up for like a minute, if that. But now the pasta is gonna like drink up all those wonderful flavors of the tomato, and they're really sweet and lovely, and that excites me. And then the arugula, and when the arugula hits the warm tomatoes, they kind of softens a little bit, and that pepperiness comes through a little more. So that thrills me as well. And now all I'm going to do is add, I'm not going to even say most of my dressing, but about half of it, because I don't want to overdress it, and I also want to have leftovers, because homegirl likes leftovers. I love having things in the fridge that I can just open up and I can just say, okay, I've got cooked quinoa, I've got some dressing, I've got a little bit of protein, put it together, and it's like heavenly. Okay, now with patience, which is not something I was gifted with, I am going to just stir everything together until I can just be certain that each piece of pasta is coated, in that dressing. Oh, that looks so good. And you want to use a pasta that really holds on to flavors and really holds on to dressing. That's why I like using orecchiette. You can use shells, you can use really anything you want, but the fact that orecchiette really holds the sauce in the little, in its little cup, is the sauce, the dressing, is just everything I want and more. Kind of give this a go. It does, I will say, like I mentioned before, it gets so much better when you allow it to sit and those flavors to really get together and just really marry. It gets better and better as it sits. So this is going to be fabulous lunch, or even a late dinner if you start it, in the afternoon. So good. You get that tanginess from the dressing, the saltiness from the bacon, and that tomato is just like sweet. It's like a sweet burst of flavor. That is winner pasta dinner. It's so good. Just go to laurainthekitchen.com, get the recipe. I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. Let me know down below some of your favorite dressings that you maybe like to see me make here at Laura in the Kitchen, maybe remake. Hope you enjoyed spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.